All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm lucky to have Rita Rich with her class from the ARC Southern Maryland. You all are launching a new podcast. Going to be talking about life as someone with intellectual or development disabilities, what that looks like, how you navigate the adult world. So, Rita, if you want to give me a little bit of a background on how it started, that would be great.
Okay. The ARC podcast started pretty much this month. I got hired to do a class in podcasting, and we started talking amongst ourselves. And we started kind of slowly learning how to use a microphone. And everybody knows how to use their mobile phone, their cell phone's mic. So we started just recording with me holding what I'm holding now, my phone, and sticking it up to people's mouths like you see in the newscast with all the reporters around the president or somebody else, some big wig. And that's how we started recording the podcast. And we started having conversations about what was on their minds. Problems with relationships, problems with people understanding who they were and how much they understand about other people. You can't always see the fact that these adults have disabilities. And these are adults between the ages of 21 and 45 or so. And I'll show you the class. And when you talk to our adults here, you don't always know. I'll swing this around so that everybody can see you waving. Eli waving to you all. And say hi. Some people sound, very intelligent and adult. Some people don't, but they're all capable of working and doing certain tasks and contributing to the community. So you're going to hear their thoughts, their feelings, and their beliefs about anything from, this morning, we talked about what it means to forgive somebody and what it means to ask for forgiveness and what people get out of that concept. And this class is very involved in their faith in God or a higher being or the Lord, churchgoers certainly. And that is something that's very important to them. And that is why they bring it up. We'll record it and you'll understand more about the fact that there's more than meets the eye with our clients here at the ARC.
Yeah. Well, this podcast you intend to have available actually on iTunes and Spotify where people get any podcast they may be listening to. Right.
And you can find it on Podbean. This is a great web hosting site that will help us get our podcast heard and indexed on the popular Samsung telephones are becoming big. A lot of advertising about them. Samsung has a podcast service too. So wherever you'll be able to find podcasts. And also the ARC Southern Maryland's website will have a link to where you can find the podcast. And people who are what we call the stakeholders, people in the community who donate to us and who employ our clients will be able to find it on the ARC. And we'll push it out. We'll push it out on social media as well. Our Facebook page, the arcsomd.org is the website. ARC-SOMD. So that's my class. And
that's great. Well, it's good to see everybody. And Rita, you've been doing this for a while. I know you're an award-winning broadcaster and you've helped launch other podcasts. So you specifically getting plugged in here, what drew you to this opportunity?
Well, I have become very friendly with people, even though I live in Silver Spring. I have good buddies who work in the nonprofit sector, good friends, good friends, good pals who who work here in Southern Maryland and live here. And they're my friends who work in nonprofit sectors. FIND. I found some really good friends. And they recommended me to look into this job, and that's why I'm here.
That's great. And you plan on having 2 episodes a month, 3 episodes a month?
Well, we're going to try to do 2 drop one every other Thursday.
Okay.
And the first one will be coming down the line on August 22nd. And it's longer than the usual podcast. It's sort of
Okay.
introduction to the ARC and the people in this class and some of the things that they wanted to talk about. And then as we go along, they'll be much shorter, 8 to 10 minutes in length maximum.
Okay.
So it's a quick listen, but it will give you a look behind the curtains and inside the thoughts and minds of the participants of the podcast. And besides learning how to use a microphone, they will get experience learning what it means to edit audio.
Mm.
And they'll also learn how to use, a big intimidating microphone that we have set up here, and other software, which can be a little confusing to most people to use, but you'll live and learn. And that's
Sure.
we've started out on Adobe Audition, and they've learned the concept of sound waves and how to edit sound waves and what a sound wave is. And I go through little history lessons because I'm
Okay.
talking about the starting of the whole concept of podcasting and using digital audio on the internet. And I've talked about how magnetic tape was very big amongst their parents, their grandparents, and their great grandparents' age, and how things were actually recorded on vinyl. So people understand that they can listen to a whole array of things other than what they're finding on the internet or on their smartphone or their pads that they hold on to. And I've reviewed how newspapers like yours have started using multimedia, audio as well as visuals, to
Right.
tell stories, and how people can listen if they can't read the printed word anymore. And that helps a lot of our clients to learn other resources, getting information. So that's part of what we talk about. Plus anything else that's on their minds, because this gives people the ability to see they have the ability to express themselves, have it recorded, and played back to them. And
That's great. So for the most part, you're just gonna you'll let the class come up with topics, and then it'll be conversation style.
yes, for
Okay.
I'd say about 50% of it. And soon I'm
Okay.
going out into the community and talking to people who have been associated and supportive of the ARC, Southern Maryland. And we'll talk hopefully to people who are parents of some of our clients, if we get permission, some of the
Mm-hmm.
people who are and have hired them and worked with our clients in the past, and churches, public pools, and our clients do any array of jobs that you need, from
Sure.
cleaning to sorting things at the some of the like Salvation Army or thrift stores around the area. And people who have greeted people are greeters. One of our clients was a greeter at Toys R Us, and we'll talk about work relationships and how important they are, and how sad it is when work relationships kind of disappear when the stores close down. Jennifer
Mm.
brought that up to me, and Jennifer is this young lady over here.
Hi, Jennifer.
So Jennifer worked at Toys R Us for many years, and I just
Okay.
she's saying hello to you, Eli.
Hi.
7 years, right? Yeah. It's a long
Whoa.
to work at a
That is
toy.
a long time.
Yeah. She was the first person you saw when you entered that toy store. And I don't know if I'm shooting her right, but we'll give it a shot. And so that might be a topic. What happens when the economy does what the economy does? And suddenly, I'll just move the camera around here this way so people can see you. You lose your work family. That might be a topic, and how
Yeah.
painful that is. And how come work families don't always keep in touch?
Right.
Yeah. So that's one of the topics, because we all want to have company, companionship, and know that other people care. And this podcast will get that part out to the public, that we want people to care about us and know about us and not be afraid to approach us. Even if we can't always express welcome,
Mm-hmm.
people want to be approached and not ignored.
Yeah. Is there a way that people in the community can support the podcast directly other than listening?
Well, if you email info@arcsomd.org, then the people ask the questions to the people higher up,
Sure.
who hired me, how you can best support it. And if you want to participate in a podcast in any way, once we get launched, August 22nd, please reach out at info@arcsomd.org, arcsouthernmaryland.org. And you'll hear my voice on a lot of the recording, as I'm the narrator and the host of the podcast. But I introduced myself once, and that's it. I do not close out the podcast by saying my name. I always close out the podcast by talking about where you can find out more information about the ARC, because the ARC is the podcast, not Rita Rich.
That's great. Well, Rita, this seems like a very fun direction for you. And it seems like this class is going to learn a lot, not just about one singular thing with podcasting, but it seems like a very enriching experience. So we thank you for talking about that with me today. First podcast episode's coming up August 22nd. As you said, you want to have a fairly regular stream every other Thursday. And you can find any information you need about the ARC at arcsomd.org. Anything else you guys want to share? You or the class want to share about upcoming episodes or topics?
Anybody want to jump in here and talk about the podcast?
I think one thing that we do a lot of.
Rose, say your name.
Hi, my name is Rose Armel, and I'm one of the vocational support people. One of
Hi,
the
Rose.
Hi. One of the big things we do is volunteering in the community. There's several volunteer locations. We're at the Salvation Army. We're helping out at the JCs. So there's a lot of volunteering that we're giving back to the community.
That's great. This will be an opportunity, I guess, for everyone to share their story. Maybe a fun volunteer opportunity they've had, or people they've met through volunteering.
Does somebody want to talk about volunteering? Oh, great. Molly, say your name.
My name is Alex Silver.
All right. And where did you volunteer, Molly?
I like to volunteer in a new job and my skills.
You do hairdressing?
Yes.
Explain how you volunteer with hairdressing and makeup.
Oh, I like to do makeup, and I like to go the new program I need to go to.
All right. So she's looking for new programs to go to as well.
That's great. I wish I had hair. I could offer you. I would love to come get it done, but
Now you get the joke. See, he's got your hairline. I'm sorry. So there you go.
hey.
So we're talking about volunteering. Oh, all right. Say your name.
My name is Rashawn Jones. I'm 27 years old.
And have you volunteered?
I volunteered at the Salvation Army.
Okay.
What did you do there, Rashawn?
I take the clothes off with the tag.
Okay.
We'll say the number and the color, and then after that we hang the hangers up on the racks, and then we do the clothes in the bins.
So she makes sure that there's always a turning of inventory to use it.
Okay.
She helps with inventory control. Anybody else?
No.
All right. I think we're getting tired here.
Hey, that is okay. I appreciate the time you
Bonnie.
gave me today, Rita.
I'm sorry.
That's
Oh.
okay. That's okay.
Bonnie, you want to talk?
My name is Bonnie Stillman,
And
and I work at the gym,
which gym?
the Waldorf gym.
And who do you support at the gym?
The lady there at the gym,
A senior
senior. Yeah.
senior citizen. So you help
Okay.
a citizen.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
That's
good.
great.
Yeah.
Everybody needs help.
Yeah.
And these folks can help too. So that's what people will be hearing in a podcast. It's not just about getting help, it's giving it. And because you'd be surprised the help you can get from people who you wouldn't initially notice in any particular community.
Excellent. Well, this is a very fun thing you're doing. I'm very grateful you gave me a little bit of a, I guess, a preview for what is to come with ARC Southern Maryland. Rita, thank you for joining me today, and thanks to your class for sharing a little bit and being willing to have me pop into the class for today.
Well, he's concluding his broadcast and his interviews. So say thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.